So I recently uploaded my 611th video, but I only have 1.6, I don't even know what K subscribers. Recently I got a comment where this dude said, "You're absolutely broken. You've been posting the same videos over and over again. You should quit, haha." I checked his channel. Obviously he had no content on there. So you know what I did? I deleted the comment. Anyways, what I'm about to show you is how I cleared 40K plus cash collected from YouTube with just 1.6K subscribers. This is the concept of a micro personal brand. Then I'm going to tell you why posting content consistently didn't get me anywhere for the longest time. I think about 12 to 13 months. That's the difference between speed and velocity. We're going to be talking about that soon. Then I'm going to tell you how I kept running my business, which is Compass here. It's an accountability coaching service for established entrepreneurs where we basically hold them accountable live so that they can operate at 99% efficiency and make a shitload more money. How I kept this business right here running despite having no results on the content side. And then I'm going to tell you how I eventually, and this is the tip here, eventually systematized content. So it takes me on average 5 hours a week. And that is going to be a meta lesson on leverage. So first off, how the hell did I clear 40K plus cash collected from YouTube when I only had 1.6 and obviously lower before this video was actually recorded, 1,000 subscribers? So this concept is, again, the concept of a micro personal brand. Now, I am very, I spelled that wrong. I'm very transparent about the fact that the only reason why I post content is, number one, I want to make money. Number two, I want to help everybody else that can't work with me. But I fundamentally have what is called a B2B offer. So you have businesses that sell to other businesses, right? There's also B2C. So something like, I don't know, selling toilet paper is a business selling to a consumer. Me, I'm an entrepreneur that sells to other entrepreneurs, a business that sells to other businesses. So at least it's kind of in the middle, but it's mostly a B2B offer. So for me, honestly, all these vanity metrics, like, I don't know, views, love comments. If you watch any of my old videos, you probably know that I always say at the end of my videos, leave your hate comments down below, and I'll get to that later. I don't give a crap about the subs. I don't care about any of this, because what's more valuable to me is the quality of the viewer watching. So I purposefully record content that my avatar, my ideal customer profile will like to watch on this platform. And that to me is, again, this is, again, in general, don't be offended if you're not this, it's between a 20 and a 39, actually that's not true, let's make it 49-year-old entrepreneur slash business owner, right? If you are this, then I have succeeded in my duty. The quality of the viewer is a more important concept than the quantity or any of these vanity metrics. And the reason why is because this one person, one entrepreneur that's worth, I don't know how much, is much more valuable to me that, for example, a whole bunch of little kids that are watching my videos, I don't know, to start like an SMMA agency or something stupid like that. This I don't want. I want this business owner. Okay. And this is fundamentally the concept of a micro personal brand. See, a micro personal brand is small on purpose. Now, am I trying to stay small? Not necessarily, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs. There's a lot of people in this space that have a shitload of subscribers. I still am small, unfortunately. I know I don't understand it. You don't understand it either. Click the like button, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. But the concept of a micro personal brand is that you stay small on purpose because you prioritize the quality of the viewer over all the other vanity metrics that everybody else chases. Now, obviously, if you want to clear 40K with this number of subscribers, you need to have an extremely good offer, a whole bunch of testimonials, shitloads of experience, and you actually need to know what the hell you're talking about, especially if you're talking to a more sophisticated buyer like a business owner. You need to actually, wear a polo and, these little glasses and, I was going to put my watch on. But anyways, you got to at least give off the persona that you know what you're talking about, right? You got to explain concepts simply that they actually find valuable. So again, the offer and everything, all of that is very important, but the micro personal brand is a very important part of that. Next, why posting content consistently didn't result in any results for me. So I'm going to write consistency and then put a cross on it. Now, first things first, it's very important for you to understand that how, despite the hate comments, and I've received a lot of them, I've been posting content for like 16, 18 months, I don't even know how long now. I've been receiving hate comments since the very first day. Now, I personally was raised as a dude that didn't really care about that stuff. I know that there's always going to be some know nothing, see nothing dude sitting on the back of his laptop or MacBook writing away, not actually doing anything because he's projecting his insecurity on the fact that he's not in your position. He's not the one making videos. And so you making the video reinforces the fact that he's not doing shit with his life. But anyways, I'm getting a little too psychoanalytical here. The way that I actually stayed accountable to posting, no matter how I felt, because obviously I'm a human being. When somebody says you should quit YouTube, it did affect me mentally. But I did it anyways because I had professional external accountability. So the professional external accountability that I had initially was an agency. But when I got rid of this agency because they weren't producing results, and we'll get on that later. So I posted 3 short form pieces of content on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, even LinkedIn, and I think even X. So that's 5 times 3, 5, 10, 15. So that's 15 pieces of content per day for multiple months, right? That's how I got the bulk of my videos. That didn't work. But the thing is, here's the thing. If you want to be consistent with anything, the easiest way to do that is with accountability, right? It's professional external accountability. And professional external accountability is the most important, most effective type of accountability that actually results in a level of efficiency and consistency that most business owners are happy with. Now, just to illustrate this example, I always say this. If you look at a basketball player, a successful one like Kobe or anybody else, you'll see that every single successful basketball player has a coach. Now, the coach is not always as good as the player. They can't play ball with the player, but that's not their goal. Their goal is to ensure that the player is operating at their highest potential every single day, giving it their all on the field, so on and so forth. So the coach doesn't serve that purpose. The coach can be fat, he can look like me, he can be unathletic, maybe he has experience before, which is preferred, and that's why we train all of our executive systems managers on this concept. But I actually had something more interesting, and I've recorded a few videos about this. I had a contract with God. I don't know why I wrote God first. So I had a contract with God, where I basically essentially had to ensure that 3 short form pieces go out, whether that was somebody else posting it or whatever. Again, the bottom line is I had professional external accountability through this contract, and also I had an accountability coach, which is what we hire and place. And the accountability systems we have at Compass literally track you live. So there's no excuse. And we slowly ramp up the hours that you work live until you are literally an execution machine and you're only focusing on the right things. So again, if you want a free 6-week focus challenge, shameless plug, go click on the offer below. Okay. But that's why accountability is so important. So I actually had an accountability coach and a contract with God as 2 double layers of accountability so that I would keep posting consistently. So even if the hater posted, Hattie, you're looking extra fat today, or, you haven't gotten a haircut in a while, right? Or why do you wear that hat? I actually used to wear like an old man hat in my older videos. I don't know if any of you remember. Most of you guys are new viewers. I actually ended up taking that off. That turned out to be good advice. Sometimes the hate comment actually means something. So again, don't just write them off as like hate comments. Maybe you are doing something wrong. But the thing is, like, again, there's a difference between speed and velocity. See, the thing is, everybody tells you that the most important thing in business is speed. And this is incorrect, fundamentally incorrect. Because if you paid attention in physics class, which I didn't, speed is not a vector, meaning it is directionless, right? Velocity has one singular direction. So let me give you an example. Let's say we have 2 consistently moving cars, and this is why consistency isn't enough. You need to be working on the right things. So we have this car and we're trying to get to this point, and this car is going at 100 miles per hour. Okay, so this car going at 100 miles per hour is taking this trajectory. Now you have a car that's working at half the speed. It's running at 50 miles per hour. It has the same exact destination, but it has a straight line. Which car is going to get to the destination sooner? Obviously, this car, because again, the distance is a lot longer when you don't have a set goal in mind and if you're not doubling down on what works. So this is what I did, okay? One time, out of nowhere, I posted a long form video on YouTube, and I realized that the leads that we got like 2 leads. I realized that those leads were so high quality that they probably were better than every single person we were getting from the short form content. And the short form content wasn't performing too well, right? And I'd been doing it for a while, so I was definitely doing something wrong. So what I did is I fired the agency, got rid of the short form content. And mind you, this is after I posted a few more long form videos consistently. And I just started doing this over and over and over again, right? So now I actually had a clear direction on where I was going. I was like, okay, I just need to aim for one long form video a day. And this is actually the contract that I currently have with my executive systems manager, which is just a fancy word for an accountability coach, and with God, where I literally lose equity to my business partner if I don't post a long form video every single day, provided that it is available. So if it's recorded, then it has to be posted. So again, having consistency is not enough. You need to be working in the right direction, actually iterating and doubling down on what works. Next, how did I keep running my business despite the fact that I had absolutely no results on the content side? Now, I was actually losing on the content side because I actually paid an agency, right? So again, I wouldn't recommend paying an agency anymore. Some agencies are good. The one that I personally worked with, I didn't have the best experience with. And the thing is, they had testimonials, but I later found out that, there's a lot of baloney going on. Anyways, this is so important. If your business, remember, a business is money in. If you have no money coming in, even though you have a logo and an LLC and a website, you do not have a business. Having a backup is so important. And the backup that I had is my business partner is extremely experienced in cold email. I don't even know how many thousands of emails we send per day. And actually, we still get the majority of our clients from cold email. So if we get most of our clients from cold email, then the hell do I care what happens on the YouTube side? And this is so important. A lot of people commit to outcomes. This is why most people give up. They commit to outcomes, right? Now, the thing is, I believe that the outcome is guaranteed. If your outcome is 1 million subscribers, or if your outcome is whatever the hell, you want it to be, right? Million, billion, quadrillion views. The outcome, I 100% believe is guaranteed. The time frame isn't, right? So the time frame has no guarantee attached to it. The only thing that you as a human being can commit to are inputs. And that's what I committed to. I commit to inputs every single time. And there's a very famous quote that relates to this exact situation, which is judge every single day, not by the harvest that you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And I find that so beautiful. Again, everybody's looking for the outcome. The outcome is guaranteed. The time frame isn't. You don't know how long it's going to take. It's an exponential graph, right? It takes a long time where you think you're on a flat trajectory before, things take off. That's a very ugly graph. While everybody on the linear trajectory passes you, right? But again, that point of disruption, when it occurs, it's like you don't realize what happens. Nobody knows what happens. And then everybody says, oh, you got lucky or so on and so forth. But they didn't see all of this time that you put in before you had that exponential growth point. Now, again, there's a lot of people, and I think the most successful people in the world have this innate ability where they can just handle uncertainty. This flat period where they're not seeing any results, they can delay that gratification farther and farther into the future. They don't need to be rewarded. They can go 12 months without a client. Now, mind you, if you've gone 12 months without a client, you're probably doing something wrong. But if you're in a completely new business, completely revolutionary business, like AI before the boom, right? Then your ability to encounter and tolerate uncertainty is probably one of the most valuable skills that you can have as an entrepreneur. For me, I consider myself to be a person that is very tolerant to uncertainty. But honestly, if you told me that you would post for 13 months and not get any results, I may not have started. But the thing is, because I had the backup of cold email or something, again, you need to have something that keeps money coming into your business so that you can still consider yourself a damn business. If that's not occurring, you don't have a business. Because I had this as a moat around me, I could aim for the long-term play of talking to you guys on these crappy-ass videos, trying to provide value and eventually go on this exponential trajectory as well. Next, how did I systematize the content so that it took me less than 5 hours a week? So this specifically relates to the concept of leverage, and I want to talk about this so much. In the beginning, everything is extremely hard, okay? Leverage is the one thing that distinguishes the entrepreneurs that succeed from the entrepreneurs that don't. And I want to talk about this in depth here. At the beginning, you have no idea what you're doing. So you need to do a shitload of volume so that you actually discover your message, so that you actually discover your voice, so that you're comfortable on camera, so on and so forth. And this takes a meta skill, which is being okay with sucking. If you're okay with sucking in front of people publicly, you will succeed inevitably. 99% of people are too afraid to suck in front of other people, to look stupid in front of other people, and that's why they never even do the amount of volume, because the volume keeps reinforcing the fact that they're not good. They only do stuff that they're positively reinforced for. It's the animals, the insane people that literally sit there and keep putting in rep after rep after rep on the volume until they actually figure out the quality. And then you play a delicate dance between the volume and the quality, where you try to maintain a high level of volume and a high level of quality, which is something that your viewers actually want. I would say the first 400 or 500 videos that I recorded were so terrible. Probably this one is too. I'm going to be looking back at this video like 100 years from now, or however long I live. It does seem like it's going to be too long, honestly. But I'm going to be looking back at this and I'm going to be disappointed in the quality. But I'm okay with sucking. It's okay. This is part of the game. I know that the volume is what I need to put in order to get the quality and eventually succeed. Now, eventually this will happen. At first, I used to edit these videos myself. Some of the older edits that none of you guys will probably remember, heavily edited videos, I used to do them all myself because I wanted to figure it out. Again, I believe in knowing where the bodies are buried for every single department of your business. You need to know what the hell is going on. I did that before I actually made a standard operating procedure, which is what an SOP is, which is literally just a step-by-step checklist. Okay, it's so simple to edit my videos now because again, I found a delicate balance between the quality and the volume that works for me. And that's not to say that I don't iterate. Actually, most of the hours that I spend here that I was talking about, the 5 hours, they're not on recording. I spend maybe 2 hours on recording these videos. The rest of it is just research, iteration, and higher level strategy. So here I want to discuss with you the pyramid of leverage. So number one, you have 4 C's of leverage, right? You have content, capital, code, and collaboration. These are the only 4 ways that you can actually get leverage. Content, you make one piece of content and 1,000 people watch it. Okay. Capital, you use your money to buy other people's stuff and then it appreciates or whatever. Code, this is again, stuff like Facebook, stuff like AI. AI is a very good example of code. Collaboration, this is basically hiring and recruitment. Okay. So again, the game that I'm playing here is a collaboration game and the content game. Okay, so again, once I had this SOP done, it was very simple, broken down so that anybody could do it. I hired an editor, and the editor does most of the grunt work for me, editing out all of the curse words that I say, all the controversial political statements that I oftentimes actually say, and then I approve them via software called Airtable. This is all jargon, you don't need to know this, but I approve all of them, and then boom, it goes out. But for me, what I recently understood from an entrepreneur that was way ahead of me is he drew a pyramid of leverage. And he said that every single part of this pyramid represents a coin. So right here, you have a diamond coin, right? I'm very terrible at drawing, so I hope you can excuse me. That looks like a pizza. Right here, you got gold coins. I'm gonna just write this out, okay? You got diamond, and then you got gold, and then you got silver, and then you have bronze. Bronze is like stuff like customer service, right? Silver is fulfillment. Gold is sales/marketing. Diamond is strategy. And strategy is the most important, highest leverage thing that you can actually pursue with any business that you run. Just a higher level planning and the execution of that planning. Again, strategy relates to all of these. Content strategy, capital strategy, code strategy, collaboration strategy. Because again, if we go back to the car example, the strategy is what gives you a direct line straight to the destination. It actually allows you to keep a set destination, setting the goal. What is the goal that we're optimizing for? What is the KPI in particular? And again, what are the micro steps that we need to take in order to actually get there? Step 1, step 2, I accidentally erased it. Step 3, step 4, step 5. That is the highest leverage thing. And then finding other people to do it for you is all part of that. Now, I used to think that sales and marketing was the highest leverage thing. That's why I was very hesitant on hiring other people. I was very hesitant on planning. I thought just execute, execute, execute. And that's why for the longest time, I was stuck in, I keep having to go back and forth through these. I was stuck in this up and down cycle where I had no clear plan on exactly where I was going. When I started focusing on strategy, that's when I actually started seeing some fruits of my labor. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like the video, like the damn video, subscribe to the channel. If you are an established entrepreneur and you want to be kept accountable live 24/7, we are assigning dedicated accountability coaches for free. It's a free 6-week focus challenge. It's going to be down below in the description. Click on it, watch the video that comes up, and then book a call with the team. We'll get you onboarded. The next challenge will be starting soon. So if you're thinking about it, now's the time. For everybody else who's not an established entrepreneur, I hope you are, because again, micro personal brand, like I'm trying to make sure that I'm attracting the right quality of people. But if you're not, that's okay. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Ciao.